Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you all today? I hope you all fine and dandy.
Alhamdulillah, Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Good.
So what's the story, Rabo?
So actually same story. Still Malaysians suffering.
Yeah,
Suffering,
I think there's nothing much that's happening.
Yeah, because of last week. I think last week there are some demonstration ongoing in.
Seriously? I don't really know about that. Obviously, I'm not in touch with the news.
I think it's Kuala Lumpur.
Mm-hmm.
So they are what do you call?
What are they protesting about?
Yeah, same. It's like protesting about the price goods increasing,
right.
sales team,
Yeah,
the
okay.
inflation rate,
Yeah.
and then the recall some recall pekerjaan tak ada sudah. So it's still unemployment.
Unemployment is actually still quite high.
Yeah.
It's around 640,000 unemployment. But it's slightly better than before pandemic, I think. Or during the pandemic, it's slightly better. It's still not improving. I'm just curious about job. Is it really available or not available? Because some people say there are a lot of jobs being
Maybe
advertised.
the problem is we are producing more what do you call student than to make a job.
You mean producing more graduates?
Yeah, producing more graduates than instead of the job. Because last time this issue we heard about some retirement.
Okay.
So before this, I think it's 55. Now
Yes.
they are increasing to 60.
I see. Yes, I understand.
So
That can be some effect on that, right? Yeah.
Because of
So the younger people cannot get a job because of the older people, still hanging around in positions. Okay, that makes sense. There's something to complain
but
about.
they are protesting about the price increasing.
Yeah,
But I think it's all around global.
Yeah, it's actually a global phenomenon. Even if you protest, somehow or other, it's still going to be, it's not going to change anything actually. And we are expecting it's going to get worse because the heat wave in Europe has caused a lot of crops damaged, like Italy, they cannot produce any more crops and they're now in emergency state in Italy. So just imagine some of the countries like Germany, they cannot produce same quantity of crop as before, so they're gonna be suffering. And what about us? We're waiting for wheat and all that. Just a minor good news. I think the first shipment of grains from Ukraine has started. I think sometime last week.
The what do you call port?
Yeah. Okay. So it's not gonna impact immediately. It's gonna take some 3 months, I would say. For the price to come down again. Nevertheless, it's something positive coming out of it.
I think it's Malaysia is in terms of inflation rates among the lowest, I think, in South Italy.
Yep.
But people still what do you call protest the price increasing. That's the I think it's because of it's not about the inflation. It's about the price is always increase by because before this also.
Actually, I prepared something about inflation. There are baskets of goods, and this baskets of goods about 300 items.
I think
400 items. Nevertheless, what happens is that in Malaysia, the government is using subsidy.
A lot of
things
I think
that
it's
we don't know.
For the oil, for the food, I think it's around 700 billions.
Right.
For the foods.
Okay.
And for the fuels, we don't know how much.
Yeah. Okay. What I'm trying to say is that the government is doing their best to actually subsidize some of this, but it's not going to be for long.
Yeah.
Because we're running off. If we keep doing that, our debt is going to be more than 60% of GDP. Then we're going to be in trouble in the future. You see, the problem is when they stop GST. Okay, I'm not pro or against GST, but the impact is right now. If the GST is still continuing,
then the government has income.
Actually, government has got income. That's one thing. Number two, now we don't know what happens to some of the assets of Petronas.
Yeah.
Okay, so now most of the fund from Ministry of Finance comes from Petronas. Now let's say if that asset 67 billion, if I'm not mistaken, is being taken away just because of the some stupidity of the previous AG. We thought he's a smart guy. He claimed he's a smart guy and all that. Apparently, he's not. This is a problem, and he's bragging like he's very good, very clever. And a few days ago, he made another mistake. He admitted, that Malaysian government has made a mistake. So this kind of thing is actually it's not going to be good for the country. And if we lose that assets, you can imagine how much the government is going to get from Petronas after this. So we have to buckle up, guys. We have to buckle up.
So I think it's because of before this, I'm also read like Malaysia imports lots of foods, around 50 billions a year.
Okay.
So how is any what do you call kind of solution that we can reduce this import of foods?
Well, there's no quick fix for this one. There's no quick fix, Abu. The problem is some kind of mistakes has been done, and this mistake was done many years ago. Malaysia used to be able to grow their own rice. Now we're importing rice. Because they've converted the agricultural land into technology, into the, for example, in Kulim, used to be, rice field, paddy field, right? And then they converted into factories, this and that, Now what actually happened, we can't even produce our own food. We have to import food from other countries. So this is the thing that, when a prime minister don't have vision, long-term vision, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, because last time we
and I'm talking about this happened in the 90s.
Oh yeah. Still.
Yeah.
The result is.
That's right. So this is the thing. It's very important to become an educated prime minister. You seem to be able to be not just educated. Okay, you have to think about future for the country. Okay, not the future of your grandson. Your own family, of the prime minister's grandson, that kind of thing. But you have to think about other people, the citizen of Malaysia. So when you become prime minister, it's actually a very hard job. It's not an easy job. You have to think about rakyat most of the time. It's got to be in your head most of the time. You cannot think about your stomach, all the time. You have to think about the people's stomach. So it's too late, guys. It's too late. So what we have to do now is to prepare. Is to prepare for the worst. I'm not saying that things are going to get worse, but what I'm saying is best for us to prepare. And the current government is actually handling their best. They're doing their best. They try to curb the debt of the country to below 60% of GDP. But how long? How long can that be sustained? And the rakyat is already impatient.
That's why they are protesting.
Yes, that's why they're protesting. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to us. What we can say is just like for those who has got not enough income, especially below 4,000 ringgit per month, we really have to think about alternative of how to reduce our budget, for example. How to cut costs, cut our spending. We have to think along that line, and we have to also to think about any opportunities of increased income through some kind of simple business. Doing business not necessarily can make you rich, because there's the element of risk is there. But if you can start somewhere, hopefully that you can get something out of it lah.
Because if you said like below 40, that means that's increasing inflation and price of goods affected only below 40, or does it affect
it affects everyone. Okay, what I'm saying is, did I say below 40 or below 4,000?
No, you said below 4,000.
Below 4,000, yes. So what I'm saying, if when income is not enough, the price of goods is actually increasing, then you have to do some planning, right? So you have to do some budgeting. And this is where I'm saying, you have to plan, and we are here to help you to plan, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, if you don't plan, then this thing is going to bite you in the back, actually. One day. Okay.
So because maybe if we are, we can grow our rice and not depends on other country for imports foods. Maybe we can reduce the some we can reduce the price, because if we are look this amount is billion in USD, means if our currency is not doing very well, so the price is
you're right.
The price will increase more and more and more.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe we can, because last time we heard about the problem of the supply for the chicken. So the chicken also we import from other country. So that means it depend on the currency also.
Yeah. So I think whatever it is, we can just talk. We need solutions, right? So as I said, I would suggest for those of you who got household income, I'm talking about below 4,000 ringgit, you probably have to plan, do some kind of budgeting, and try to get rid of things that's not quite necessary, and try to cut costs. Try to cut your unnecessary spending. In other words, okay. And at the same time, if possible, try to find ways to increase your income. And usually, we can actually do some part-time jobs, or we can actually try to do some simple, dropship business or affiliation business. Which our company is also helping people doing that. We've got opportunity with us, and that's the only way, I think.
It means we have two solutions here: increase our income or reducing our expenses.
That's right. So basically, what I'm saying is this is a very quick injection, okay? Quick medicine for those of you who's not prepared. Because if you're going to hope for the government to reduce things, I think it's not going to be happening.
It's not easy to make the prices, because we heard about the price increase. I don't heard about the prices lower.
No way. I think the price is not going to be reducing in any time soon. And then coupled with another thing, the climate is actually getting worse. Okay. A lot of like heat wave in Europe, and I think in North America, it's not doing us any good actually. So those are the things that we also have to think about. Let's say in Malaysia, is there anywhere that we can improve our dependent on other energy resources? For example, we try to develop green energy. If possible, we try not to burn coal and any other unnecessary resources. Apart from that, another bad news is that United States is now entering recession. A lot of people trying to avoid that fact, but if the recession in United States is happening by the end of this year, it's going to affect global economy. So those are the things that a lot of people still not sure and not aware of, basically. But some people are aware, like the protesters. They are aware of something not quite right. But what can we do? I'm sincere. If you got any ideas of what you can do, please suggest to us. We want to hear your opinion. But we as citizens, I'm trying not to depend on the government too much. But what can I do myself? At home, for example, I've planted a lot of simple vegetables like bayam Brazil, they call it. Brazil spinach. I don't know. I've got a few others like sayur ulam beluntas, ulam berbuas, and you just plant something. At least that will be supplement to your daily spending on vegetables, right? And I was thinking of even rearing my own chicken. Just to get the eggs. I'm thinking whether it's feasible or not for a terrace house. I live in a simple terrace housing area, and I don't know, maybe the neighbors complaining or whatever. So I'm still thinking whether I should do that. Okay. So every day you just go get 2 or 3 eggs. But those of you who staying somewhere a large area, for example, you probably can think about just a small area, to rear your chicken, right? So I don't know. So something to think about. Maybe it's not practical, but you can think about it. What other things that you can do?
Yeah, because of there are things that we can control, and there are things we can control. Let's say to hope like price reducing, we cannot control the price, but we can reduce our spending, or like we can grow our vegetable our own.
And also, I would think in terms of enforcement from the government, the government should be more serious about enforcing like the cartel increasing the cooking oil. I think if there's any cartel, then perhaps the government should look into it Why is the price still high? Because the global market has gone down. Why the price of cooking oil still high, right?
Yeah.
In Malaysia. So why aren't they reducing the price? These are the business people. They're not really thinking about rakyat. They're always trying to take advantage of the rakyat. So I really sincerely ask your business people, you've got a lot of profit. You've got you are the company from Bursa. You've got a lot of assets. You've got a lot of wealth. I think it's time for you to share with the burden with the general public. Try to reduce the price a little bit. I mean, you've raised the price too much beyond the what do you call it, the CPO market. I think something for you to think about. I mean, you've been driving how many 3-4 cars in your house? Why can't you help thinking about the rakyat now who's always buying from you? Why are you trying to squeeze the rakyat when they are buying cooking oil from you? You just imagine, the government has made this policy of planting palm trees. A lot of trees being cut because of the palm trees. That's the reason why the countries from Europe, for example, they refuse to buy our chocolate. They refuse to buy Cadbury chocolate because Cadbury chocolate is using palm oil. So can you imagine that? In America, or I don't know, in European countries, they at one stage they refuse to buy chocolate if they see there's a palm oil as an ingredient. So who's actually buying palm oil from you? It's us, the rakyat. Things like this. I think, please, the businessman, you have to think about rakyat. It's your, what do you call it, corporate social responsibility, CSR, basically. Try to reduce the price. Okay, don't just think about your profit. I know that you're not going to reduce your salary as a CEO, right? But a little thing can help actually. So that's what I'm saying.
So, yep.
Okay.
That's about Malaysians, about inflations. Maybe that's my question for today.
Okay.
So inshallah next week we will have another session.
Okay. Right, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate that. So stay strong in this what do you call it? It's going to be tough economy. Okay.
How long we need to sustain? I think for a year, for 2 years.
I really think it's going to be dragging into 2023 level.
2023.
Yes.
So
2023, mid-year of 2023, only then you can see it's probably is getting slightly better. If it gets better, I don't know. Let's hope for the best, okay?
Inshallah.
Right. Right. Thank you, guys. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Action. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Apa khabar tuan-tuan dan puan sekalian? How are you today? Hope everyone is fine. How are you, Labo?
I'm good. Alhamdulillah.
Very good. So how's things? What happened last week? I haven't seen you.
Last week, we just take a break.
Aku betul tak boleh. Kat aku tergelak.
Okay.
Allah, kat. Tergelak. Tu saya tanya last week kan.
Last week.
Okay. Duduk kita start ni. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you all today? I hope you all fine and dandy.
Alhamdulillah. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.